Alright, good morning. Let's get to today's vlog. Alright, about to get on the scale, check my weight after using the bathroom, of course. That's what I recommend. I kind of want to keep track of my weight for probably the next couple months because I want to make sure the scale doesn't spike up too much because I got the powerlifting meet. I got to make sure I'm right around 163 pounds. If I'm like 165 right now, it's fine because I can probably just cut that 2 pound very easily. So let's take a look. Never mind, battery is low on the scale. I don't have batteries currently, so I'll check it a different day. But I'm pretty sure I'm around 164, 165. That's where I'm actually comfortable at in terms of my body weight, and I haven't been eating too crazy, so it should stay around there. So that's my guess right now. By the way, one of my favorite breads to eat right now, for those of you who follow me on Instagram, if you're not, this is my IG handle. This is where I post stuff daily, but this is what I like to eat right now. It's the Dave's Killer Bread. Calories on here are amazing and macronutrients are amazing. It's only 100 calories for one slice, and it has 3 grams of fiber, 21 grams of carbs, 4 grams of protein, and only 1.5 grams of fats. And the ingredients are a lot better than your typical, bread brands. If you look at the ingredients, it's organic whole wheat flour, water, organic cracked whole wheat, organic cane sugar, organic wheat gluten. So a lot of stuff on here is a lot better in terms of the ingredients. Alright, let's pop this in. Alright, and this stuff here is so good on bread. It's dark chocolate peanut butter, and it's the same calories and macronutrients in terms of peanut butter, but it just tastes a lot better. So this is currently my breakfast. I've been changing it up. I got tired of making pan-fried regular sunny side up eggs or scrambled eggs. So I decided to just have boiled eggs. It's a lot easier, in the morning. Just put it in the pot, let it do its thing. And I've been loving this toast instead of having the waffle. Just been changing things up with that dark chocolate peanut butter. And I try to do my best to make it look nice by putting some banana pieces on there. The dark chocolate peanut butter with the banana is just amazing. It just tastes so good together. Like, this is by far my favorite combo in terms of breakfast right now in comparison to the waffle I usually eat. So, but I have this. Today's schedule is not that hectic. I'm currently actually not training anyone in today's schedule. So I'm recording today's video because I'm gonna go over today's topic, of course, about wearing a fitness tracker and if you should buy one, and getting advice from an actual trainer and not a tech reviewer, and if you should buy a fitness tracker and if it's worth it from a training perspective. Picked up my electric shaver in the mail from Amazon. So the reason why I got an electric shaver is because I've been getting a lot of razor burns and acne, like for I don't know how long, but I've always had it, and I think it's because every time I shave I tend to cut myself, especially once I get whiteheads. And when those whiteheads pop, it kind of like get into the skin around that area, and then it produces more acne. So I've read online that if you actually use an electric shaver, it reduces that chances of happening because it's not as sharp, but it also gets the job done when shaving. Okay, so I just finished my workout. Went really well. Like I said, I'm competing in a powerlifting competition, so you could be seeing me doing a lot of squats, bench,
deadlifts. It's gonna be the same thing over and over because that's what I need to do during the competition, right? So whatever you want to improve at in terms of exercise movement, the lifts you want to get better at, the lifts you want to get stronger at, you just have to do them more often. And a lot of people think that, you know, I need to do these 3 movements in order to see progress. Now these movements are great, but it's not necessary for everyone. You don't need to do all 3 of them if you have limitations, if you just don't like them, or you're just maybe a little bit timid in terms of doing those exercises because you're a beginner. You don't need to do them, right? It's not a must. I think a lot of people tend to look at, you know, these big individuals or these muscular individuals or people who are tone shaped do the squat, bench, deadlift. Yes, you get a lot of big bang for your buck, but it's not necessary. But I'm just having an apple right now in the car. A bit windy today, so I'm actually gotta fix this microphone issue on my camera because I have a G7X that I'm recording out of right now, and it doesn't have a microphone input, so I can't attach an external microphone to this. So my audio sometimes just sound like crap, especially when I'm in a noisy environment. Like let's say I'm in a restaurant trying to explain to you guys about nutrition or like food options like I did in my last video. It was really hard to do so, or it's like really windy today, it's really hard to do so. So the best option I can do is probably put like a little fuzzy ball right here on top of the camera, and that'll fix the issue maybe a little bit. In the future I'll probably invest in a better camera depending on how things go, because I don't want to just drop $1,000 on another camera if I don't do YouTube or if I don't record long video format content in the future. So it really depends. I'm just gonna use the most out of this camera first because it's not really the equipment that creates the video, it's really the idea and the creativity behind it. So I'm gonna have this apple right now. I drive over to Michael's Arts and Craft, then pick up one of those fuzzy ball, probably those like sticky tapes, and put this on a camera and see how it sounds like. And then we're gonna discuss about getting a fitness tracker. Let's talk about fitness trackers and if it's worth investing in one, or like a smart watch with the fitness tracker, is it worth investing in one? So I'm gonna just cut to the chase of it. That way you don't have to, you know, watch the whole segment of this video if you just want to know if you should buy one or not. So if you're not going to use the data that's on the fitness tracker and the information that it gives you, or if it doesn't motivate you to get up and move or work out or do more activity, this thing is not worth your money, like in terms of fitness wise. Now if you want to use the, you know, one of those fitness trackers or smart watches for, you know, messages and to talk on the phone and to have apps on it, that's a separate video, right? That's something that's not related to fitness. I'm here just strictly talking about if you should get one of these fitness trackers for yourself, and you know, if it's worth the investment of paying somewhere between $150 to $300 or even up to $400 for some of these fitness watches or smart watches that have some type of fitness activity tracker in there. Okay, so the tracker that I have is the Fitbit Versa 1. Right now they do have the Fitbit Versa 2, but there's really not too many changes to it. And the reason why I got the Fitbit Versa over an Apple Watch was, one, because of the price, but mainly two, I didn't want it to be another phone on my wrist, right? Because I already have my phone, and most of the time I'm already holding my phone in my pocket, or it's next to me somewhere where I could reach it and check my messages or go on Instagram or check my social media, any of that, my emails. But I do want something that tracked my heart rate, my sleep, my steps, and that's about it. Those are the three things I'm looking for when it comes to fitness tracker. So as a coach, as a trainer, when it comes to fitness trackers, doesn't matter which one you buy, none of them are going to be as accurate as you would like, especially the step count. You know, if I'm just moving my watch like this left and right, it's not going to be accurate, right? So I'm gonna get some steps just going up and down like this, right? So you're gonna get inaccurate tracking for some things. In some fitness trackers or smartwatches, they track calories burned, which is completely useless. A lot of people like to see that number go up every single day, but it varies. It depends on your activity level and depends if you even worked out that day, right? So that number is really useless to look at. The important things are the step count, right? Because you can see what's going on in terms of your daily step activity level throughout the week. Your heart rate, which is important, even though it's not the most accurate. Heart rate, as a professional, as a trainer, I'm telling you, heart rate is important to track because it gives you information about if you're well rested or not, especially if you check it in the morning. That's one great way to see if you're recovered or not. And the third thing that goes on with the heart rate is the sleep, right? So with all of these data that you're getting from these fitness tracker or smartwatches, you want to make sure you're looking at trends, right? You're not just looking at a singular day where you said, oh, I burned 2,200 calories, right? That's what my watch says right now. I burned 2,200 calories, so you know, that's great. You know, tomorrow I'm gonna try to burn 2,500. Now it's great if it's a motivator for you to move, for you to keep going, for you to get up off your ass and actually go to the gym or walk more. If you're using it for that, I highly recommend it for you to get it, because you know, whatever that gets you moving, gets you going, and get you to work out and work towards that fitness goal that you want, you know, you should invest in it. But besides from the motivation, in terms of the data you get, look for the trends, right? Like same thing when we take our weight in the morning every single day. We look for trends, right? We don't just look at a certain specific weight and say, hey, I'm up 5 pounds today, and then tomorrow you look at it and it says, oh, you're down 3 pounds, and then the next day you're up 6 pounds, right? So your weight, it's always going to fluctuate. And same thing with this data right here with fitness trackers, right? Your steps, your heart rate, your sleep is always going to fluctuate depending on how consistent you are, right? For me, some days I have a lot higher step count than others, right? Especially when I'm training clients. I'm not just working on my computer for social media, for content creation. And when I'm actually out there moving more and I'm working out that day, my step count is anywhere between maybe 10 plus K for sure. But on days where I rest, and especially on days where I don't work out on top of that, you know, my step count may be at most 5K. And it's, yes, that's a trend that I personally see that I probably need to work more on. So that's what you want to use it for, right? Look for trends, look for things you see you need to work on. For example, sleep is a great one. So if you go to sleep and you want to see if you're actually getting enough sleep at night, that's very important. And also the quality of sleep, right? So this fitness tracker, the Versa, this is not an ad, by the way. I'm not sponsored by Fitbit. I just have their tracker. I think it's a lot more affordable than the Apple Watch, especially if you just want one that gives you the notification that you need, but simplify it so you just have fitness on here and not anything else. But anyways, on the Fitbit, it gives you a score of 100 on how well you slept, right? Now, if you look for the trends and you look for, you know, the hours and the amount you slept, you can see what you need to improve on. You know, maybe on specific days you got less hours, and then you want to think to yourself, hey, maybe on Tuesday and Thursday I don't get good sleep because Monday and Wednesday I'm up late always working on a specific project, right? So that's one way you can look at it when it comes to fitness tracking. Also the heart rate. Heart rate is great to take with you during your workouts, right? That way you know if you're in specific zones for your heart rate, and if you're actually working hard enough in the gym, or if you're actually resting enough in the gym. So sometimes when you finish a working set of your exercise and you don't know how long you should be resting, using a heart rate monitor is pretty useful. Even though this is not the most accurate, the chest strap is going to be the best option. Using the heart rate monitor is going to be useful in tracking when you should go again. So for me, I typically start around maybe 75, 60 to 70 beats per minute. And when I first step into the gym and I'm rested, once I get moving, I get up to about 100. Once I do my working set and actually do a hard intense set, it goes up to maybe about at peak of 150, 160. And then I wait for it to come back down to maybe 110, 115, and then I'll do my next set. So it's gonna vary from each individual, but that's also a great way to track your rest period. Instead of just saying, hey, I'm gonna rest 60 seconds, I'm gonna rest 2 minutes. It's just a different way of tracking your rest period. So I'm gonna keep this short, but when it comes to a fitness tracker, if you actually use the data and you actually look for these trends, it's super useful. It's super helpful. I thought it was gonna be too bulky. I'm not a watch person, but this specific one from Versa is super light. I don't really feel it, and I'm kind of used to it wearing it right now. So that's what I recommend as a trainer, as a coach, as a professional who's actually in the field, if you should actually get a fitness tracker. So like I said, if you can use the data, you can use the trends, and you can look at these trends every now and then to fix your habits. That's the most important thing, right? You want to fix your habits through the trends you see on here, right? So for me, it would be maybe walk a bit more on those days where I have low step count, right? So that's one thing I do need to work on. And for you, it might be, hey, my sleep on these certain days, I need to work on it. You know, this may be the reason why. Let me go fix that, the reason, and that way I'll look back at my data, and the next week or the following week, it might be better. Okay, so I hope you found that was helpful. And if you do want to get one of these fitness tracker, I do recommend the Fitbit. Like I said, I'm not sponsored by them. If you have more money to spend, get the Apple Watch. It is nicer, but you get more notifications, more distractions. If you don't mind that, if you want that, go right ahead. It's gonna be a little more expensive. They do have these other watches out there. I think one is called Within, W-I-T-H-I-N, I think. And they also have some Samsung out there. I'm actually waiting for Google because they just bought Fitbit, so I'm seeing what they're gonna come out with their smartwatches. So that's gonna be very interesting. But other than that, hope you found this helpful. So if you did find it helpful, make sure you comment down below. Also, give it a thumbs up, and make sure you subscribe for future videos. And my question to you, if you want to comment down below, what's your tracker that you use right now, and also what do you use it for mainly? Okay.